Legends, I hope you're all amazing. We've got the Marshall JCM 2000 DSL 100 on the bench today. An amp I dearly love, an amp that in either its 100 watt or 50 watt configuration I've gigged and recorded with many times, and thought it might be time to pull it out on the channel again. I've got plenty of other videos with the DSL series, but I've never tried a Marshall JVM. And now that I have, I just want to revisit the DSL and see how I feel about it. And now that I've kind of got that perspective and that experience of using the amp that came after this in the Marshall catalog, I want to see what this can do. Now, I've got a Les Paul plugged in. You know, you got your Les Paul, your cable, your Marshall, you do your AC/DC. Really, that's all you need a Marshall to do. The fact that this does other things and other things pretty well, it's kind of a bonus on top of it. I do have a video comparing the DSL to the 2203, the reissue version. I was able to get them to cover a lot of similar ground on there, whether on the red channel or on the green channel. Very quickly, the EQ settings on here, I've got the presence and the treble at 1 o'clock, the mid-range at 3 o'clock, and the bass control at 9 o'clock. No deep, no mid-shift, using my usual Marshall 1960 TV cab with 25 watt greenbacks and an SM57 into my UA Apollo Twin. A little bit of high cut and low cut with Pro Q3 and the tiniest amount of room reverb from Soundtoys, a little plate. This guitar has some Martin A. Smith humbuckers in it. You just go from that setting, and instead of having the crunch mode on, you just kind of press this button, so you're on the clean mode. The clean, gain all the way up, is still pretty crunchy. Then you kick in, you know, the iconic pairing, Les Paul, SD1, Marshall. I'll kick the SD1 in. And then if you go back to the crunch mode, you can really get it to sound pretty crazy. There's just the green channel as well. SD1 on top of that, it's pretty wicked. You kick the deep switch in there, and you know that kind of like the Whitesnake albums they did in the late 2000s with Doug Aldrich. It's kind of got a bit of that sort of like sticky compressed bottom end going on there with the SD1 as a boost. We will hear it with some other boosts in just a second, but one thing that I've read a lot is that people love the green channel for that kind of classic Marshall crunch thing, but they think the red channel sounds a little bit thin. I think it's probably because they're trying to use this like a channel switching amp, which fair enough, it's advertised as a 2-channel amp on there. Shared EQ makes it a little bit hard to get both of them really cooking. I think you need to add more bass on the red channel. So we go for just the lead 1 mode over here. Same EQ settings, and you'll hear that, it kind of sounds a bit buzzier and thinner. Okay, how do we fix that? Well, deep switch helps, but bringing the bass up, I always used to run it at about 3 or 4 if I had the deep switch in. I actually kind of like to back the presence off on this channel. It takes a bit of the fizz out. I bring the mid-range control down to around 1 o'clock. Like pretty much, if you don't have the deep switch in, everything at 1 o'clock is pretty good. You do just bring the bass back, and then you can boost it with the SD1 or something. So I'll let you hear lead 1 with those settings, then I'll go to lead 2, then we'll try some boost. One thing I've always liked about this amp is that it just kind of has a core character about it between the 2 channels. You don't need to tweak the EQ much to kind of get the red channel dialed in or the green channel dialed in. I do want to see how kind of just chunky I can get this to sound with a boost. I've got the Eris Effects Electric Dragon on the kind of TC integrated preamp side of it, so we can sort of do a fort and grind setup with it. I'm just going to set up the amp as crunchy and tight as I can, and then we'll throw that on top of it. So I've still got the deep switch on. I'll go to lead 2. Bass is, where is it? It's about 11 o'clock, and then I'll bring the mid-range down to about noon, give it a bit more treble. Presence is at about 10 or 11 o'clock. This is a Greco with a Gibson Dirty Fingers humbucker in it, so much higher output pickup. We get this. That Eris Electric Dragon, it's such a great boost. There's also a Tube Screamer side to it which you can use, but I kind of prefer the SD one with this. I've taken the deep switch out and I've just turned the presence all the way down and the EQ controls are all at 1 o'clock. I've got the volume still around 3 o'clock and the gain I've brought down kind of to about 10 o'clock. So this one's really cool. I'll let you hear this on its own. These were the old settings I used to use all the time, by the way. I'm still on lead 2, and then I'll just kick in the Eris as a boost on top of it. Check it out. This is just a different animal to the JVM. I don't like it any more or any less. They occupy a different sonic space. In fact, I think they would blend really, really well together. This definitely leans towards the classic Marshall style thing, whereas the JVM, it's got a bit of that 5150 or Soldano boogie DNA in there, just the way you can get it to absolutely rage without any pedals. But you know, chuck a good boost in front of this and it will absolutely rage. Let's hit the clean channel to finish up on here. I'm on my 70s Strat, neck and middle position on here. What I'm going to do is bring in the Tube Screamer side of the Electric Dragon just for a kind of sweet little drive. But I've recorded this clean channel a lot for clean sounds. It just does the job. It's not the greatest clean sound in the world like a Boogie Lone Star or an old Twin. It's not the worst clean sound in the world either. I think it's just pretty good. And that's just raw dog in there. No compressor, no external reverbs or anything like that. It's just the amp. It's totally fine. Sometimes that's all you need, something you can plug into and go, oh yeah, the clean channel on that is totally fine. Play your 15-second clean part for the album and then you move right along. It's always fun revisiting this amp, and I know a lot of people who are watching this video own these and love them. So tell me what you love about your DSL. When did you get it? How have you used it? What have you recorded with it? What's your kind of secret sauce? What's your favorite pedal to use with it to get a little more out of it? How has it treated you over the years? DSL Fan Club checking in. So yeah, this is just a fun little video today that I figured I would do and remind myself that I love this amp and that it is full of great tones. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, check the video description for a variety of different ways to support what I'm doing. I hope you have a great day. I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.